Quaker's Hotel Resort designed by John Howard Gray Smith. But it all became extremely popular when it was owned by Polly Leach, the sweetheart of gangster Al Capone. And later on it would have been purchased by Lady and Lord Dudley, where it would have been renovated into the structure that you see right now.
And we just toured
the
Great Cliff Chocolatier Museum today.
In the entire Bahamas, also having the second largest underground wine cellar in the entire world, holding over 250,000 bottles of wine, with some of those exclusive bottles starting at the price of $10,000. It also has a chocolate factory and a cigar factory as well, with majority of those tobacco leaves being imported right from Cuba. So we do have the good stuff here in the Bahamas. And ending it off over to our left, we're going to see the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas, holding only Bahamian art pieces. No Picasso will be found on the inside of that gallery.
Well, that's the walking tour.
Right, we're making our right turn here, everyone. That is a one-way street, so we're all good.
Oh, this is my tour guide on the taxi I came this week. Oh my goodness.
Now coming up over to our right-hand side, we're going to see a blue and white church by the name of the Greek Orthodox Church. This was designed by our thriving Greek community here in the Bahamas, built in the year of 1932. Now the Greeks would have migrated here all the way from the 1800s, where they first took part in an industry that we call the sponging industry. They would have dived down to our seabeds, collected those organic sponges, and then they made it into something that we can use in our day-to-day life. But eventually something came into play that knocked those organic sponges right off of the shelves, and of course that would have been the artificial sponge. Now the Greeks, they still do well here in the Bahamas, just taking part in other industries, such as the hotel industry, convenience appliance store industry, and your tour guide's favorite, the restaurant industry. Now, speaking of the Greeks, the street that we're currently on now is called Virginia Street. And this was the street where the Greeks would have originally migrated to when they came to the Bahamas. And Virginia Street is named for a man by the name of John Murray, otherwise known as Lord Dunmore, who would have been royal governor of Virginia in 1700, then later on became royal governor for the Bahamas, famously known for constructing a few forts around our island for protection. And ending off with Virginia Street, coming up to our left-hand side, we're going to see the St. Mary's Anglican Church. This church here has been in operation for over 175 years, making it one of the oldest Anglican churches here on the island. And that is heavily protected by our law. If there's any encargments, engravements, name, initials, or anything that are not, that can result
I wonder,
in
is that the parsonage?
a jail sentence. Returning on that right-hand turning signal. Now it is a blind corner, so I will let you know when we're clear to come on up. If you didn't know, the name of the island here is not Nassau. The name of the island is actually New Providence. Now, Nassau is the city sectioned off on the east side of the island, and it's sectioned off by the street that we call Nassau Street. Now, we're currently on Nassau Street, so if we make a right at this light, we'll be heading back into the city of Nassau. If once we make this entered into that island area of New Providence. As you can see, everything is going to open right up. We are going to pick up pace as well, as we do have the freedom to drive on through. Now over to the left, we're going to see the Monaco Dock Center. This here registers all cruise ships coming on the inside and the outside of the Bahamas. So it's very, very important. Then you're going to see an empty parking lot here to the left. It says Port Charlotte Cashless RTD. This is our road traffic center that registers, licenses, and inspects every single vehicle here on the island. Now we look up into the hill on the left. We're going to see a limestone constructed building there, which is our largest armory in the Bahamas, built in reference to our largest port by the name of Port Charlotte. Now Port Charlotte was built in 1788 by that exact same John Murray, and Charlotte would have actually been the name of his wife. You left out today, you actually got a fun tour guide. So what we're going to do, we're going to take it off the road, okay, family?
I knew it.
Alright, you'll see that beautiful Port Charlotte over to the left. Directly in the front of it is a big oval field that we call Haynes Oval. Haynes Oval is the home of the Bahamas National Cricket Association and the site of numerous wins by our Bahamas national cricket team. Now, once upon a time, cricket used to be the #1 sport here, until eventually they found out that not a lot of locals took a liking to it. Not because it wasn't interesting or anything. The game just simply took a little bit too long. So we ended up changing that #1 sport to sailing. Yeah, which said #1 sport was? Sailing is going to be the #1 sport. Water sports. Alright. Once we're together, we're going to make that turn. We're going to be making our right turn, by the way.
That was cool.
Making that right turn, coming over into the left lane. Currently still clear to come out, everyone. Currently still clear. We're still clear, family. Still clear. And beautiful job, beautiful job. We're going to be making our left turn right here, everyone.
Off-roading again.
Right, it's going to get real historical here. Over to the left-hand side, we have the very first casino that was ever built in the Bahamas. That same 3-story limestone building there. Now, this was built in the 1920s during the Prohibition period in America.
It was a casino.
And as people know, during that Prohibition period, the drinking of alcohol, the moving, the selling of it was all prohibited. But here in the Bahamas, we were a cheat code being a British colony. So we did have a lot of Americans coming here, not just to gamble at the casinos, but to embellish in alcohols as well. Alright, family? Moving on up. Okay, let's see. We're going to get a Jeep involved now. Come in my blue Jeep. My Jeep all the way to the box. Do you copy me?
We're not all the way to the back door. We're not.
Yes, I do.
Oh.
Right, my Jeep in the back. You're coming all the way over to my right-hand side. Alright, just going to come around the rest of the Jeeps. Actually, we're good. We have the next Jeep tour letting us out. Alright, we're heading straight ahead, everyone. Coming straight out. We have the other Jeep tour letting us out.
That was nice of him.
Beautiful. But check it out, farm. And welcome to our first step. Turning left here, we have Bahama Grill. Once again, the menu is the Haman-style peas and rice, macaroni, barbecue chicken, barbecue pork ribs, and lemonade. I'm going to retake dietary needs once we are out of our Jeep, because we did get 3 more Jeeps added to our lineup. The main Jeep is coming right behind me, alright? Coming right behind me. My purple Jeep is coming next to me on my right side. Navy blue, you're going right behind purple. Pink Jeep, you're going to go on the right side of purple Jeep. And blue, you're thumbs up if you can hear me on the radio. My green Jeep, you got me? Copy. Wonderful. Great.
I'm ready to go to the sauna.
All right, fine. We're getting out of here.
For sale.
Now we're gonna have just a little bit of traffic until we hit our very first roundabout. Once we're off that roundabout, traffic is gonna clear up. We removed most of our street lights in this New Providence area and replaced it with roundabouts, just to ensure the smooth sailing of traffic.
Because they don't got no what's it? They replaced them, he said, with roundabouts, leading you to your own judgment. And if it's really bad,
Right, coming up to our right here, we're going to see one of the main reasons why the Bahamas is so popular. And of course it is that crystal clear blue water. And there's a reason why our waters remain so clear as well. Once again, we do import about 95% of all of our products here into the Bahamas. So that means we have little to no factories. And with no factories, there's not as much smoke and pollution in the air, and that is going to keep our waters very clean and clear, reflecting our blue sky. And we do all of this to accommodate our #1 industry in the Bahamas, which is tourism. Now, often, family, we do get asked the question, hey, is there anything else that runs the economy in the Bahamas? Well, our second largest industry is going to be finance and banking. Reason being, we do have a lot of offshore banks here in the Bahamas. We also have just a small amount of taxes that is taken off of our monies per month. So we do have a lot of millionaires coming here, storing and hiding all of their monies. And trust me, family, we ask no questions at all.
There's a lot of millionaires taking and hiding their money. Here, yeah. They don't have a lot of taxes. So they probably just bank in the province.
Now, speaking of banking being a staple of our economy, coming up there to our left, we're going to see it shortly. It is a pink building. We call this the Pitman's Bay Corporate Center. And you'll see that right about now. This here monitors all offshore banking institutes in the Bahamas. So it is very important to the economy. Now, here in the Bahamas, we do not have a president like the United States. We have a prime minister. And just how the president of the United States has provided a beautiful White House, our prime minister has provided a beautiful office by the name of the Cecil Wallace Whitfield Center. You'll see it here to our left-hand side. Alright, there's 2 flag poles. If there's 2 flags up, that indicates that our prime minister is currently in office. When there's only 1 flag up, it means that he is not in office. And sometimes when he's not in office, he likes to come right over here to our left-hand side. This here is called the Royal Bahamas Blue Golf Course, designed by famous golfer Jack Nicklaus. And if you would like to golf there, it's going to be the whopping price of $500 per golfer. That is if you brought your equipment. If you didn't bring any equipment, that would be the whopping price of $1,000 per golfer. Now we're approaching another roundabout here once again. Once again, the rules are once there is nothing coming from your right. Here's a good example. 1 car is coming from the right, so we're not going to enter. But once we're clear from the right, we're staying in the outer left lane, heading to the second exit. Alright, there is 2 lanes. We're going to stay in the outer left, heading to the second exit. And beautiful job, family, beautiful job.
So is it weird driving on the left side?
And dude is coming off the roundabout. Wonderful job, everyone.
I wouldn't do it naturally, but since I'm following somewhere, this one where it would feel weird steering over there for sure. Huh? Like, I said, I'm sure if the steering wheel was over there, that would feel weird. But driving over there doesn't.
Alright, and we are arriving here at another roundabout. We're going to take our very second exit out in the outer left lane once again.
I wonder what they're going to cut short.
Alright, and family, welcome to the beautiful Bahama Gardens. Now, all of this here was designed around the same time of that Royal Bahama Blue Golf Course, and this is famously known for both photo shoots and exercise. And to take those photo shoots there is going to be absolutely F-R-E-E. Alright, here with another roundabout, we're going to take that second exit out in the outer left lane once again. An awesome job. I can see everyone pausing and looking from your right. That is safe driving. Alright, gold on the roundabout. Now, both the Bahama Gardens and the Royal Bahama Blue Golf Course was built in reference to what we can see on our right-hand side. We have the tallest point here in Nassau Bahamas by the name name of the Bahamas Hotel Resort, 264 feet tall, in competition with another one of our thriving hotel resorts by the name of the Atlantis. Now, the yellow lines in our roads always means caution coming up ahead. In this case, it is a bigger and busier roundabout, so we have to make sure we're clear from that right before entering, taking the second exit out in the outer left lane. One car coming from the right, please pause there, pink. An awesome job for giving way. Going to continue to watch from our right before entering. Beautiful. We're in the outer left lane heading to the second exit. Beautiful. Pink is off the roundabout. Wonderful. Awesome job, everyone. Now, both the Bahamas and the Atlantis has managed to put itself into top 10 hotel resorts in the entire world. The Atlantis being mainly known for its water park, and the Bahamas currently countering that because recently they would have purchased a hotel right next to it by the name of the Malaya Hotel Resort, and then they knocked it down just so that they can extend their hotel and their water park by the name of Baha Bay. Now, we will be entering back into the Bahamas Gardens just a little bit later on in our tour, so I'll tell you a little bit more about the history of the hotel itself. As of right now, we are now approaching another roundabout. Once again, we're going to make sure we're clear from that right side before entering, and we're heading to our second exit in the outer left lane. Wonderful job, everyone. Now, coming up here to our left, we're going to see a mint green and white building. It says Royal Bahamas Police Force. This is a police station here on the island. An interesting fact, there is no color codes on our normal buildings or even our houses here in the Bahamas, only on the government buildings. So all police stations will be mint green and white, with the exception of one, which is pink and white. That is our tourism police station, painted that special color, because you all, you special to us. And we're here at another roundabout. We're going to take our very first exit out this time, everyone. Now, these government color codes, the main one you're going to see all around is pink and white. That can be judge offices, law offices, government hotels, government health facilities, government post offices. And then you also have green and yellow, which is the color of our public schools. Now, fun fact, both public and private schools will wear a full school uniform here, being a button-down shirt, a necktie, and a trousers for the males, a button-down shirt, a necktie, and a skirt for the females. This is a British tradition that we still follow, even though we are no longer a British colony. The Bahamas became British in 1718, but then we became independent 1973, July 10th, now making us 52 years independence by next month. Alright, we're going to take that second exit out in the outer left lane. Alright, we have moved off the Bahamas Gardens. We are currently on the Cable Beach Strip. And we call all of this the Cable Beach Strip because once upon a time, there was a cable cord coming all the way from Jupiter to this part of the island. And not Jupiter the planet, but Jupiter, Florida. This would have been the first part of the Bahamas to receive cable, internet, and Wi-Fi via that optic fiber cable cord. But of course, eventually we became developed enough in the Bahamas to get that connection right from the satellite. Now we have another hotel resort here on the Cable Beach Strip. It's called the Sandals Royal Bahamian Hotel Resort. You can see it to your right there. This is a 5-star all-inclusive adult-only hotel. This has an award-winning red lounge, a few infinity pools, luxurious suites and restaurants. It's the perfect relaxation for vacation. We're now arriving here at another roundabout family, making sure we are watching our right.
That's the post office.
Another car here coming from the right. Once clear from the right, we're going to take that second exit out in the outer left lane of the roundabout.
That sounds like transmission.
And green is on the roundabout. Wonderful job, everyone. Wonderful job. There we go.
They strip mall. Oh, I bet.
Coming up, we're going to see the Quality Market. This is one of our local food store franchises. price of items. For example, you may find like a gallon of milk going for about $8 to $14 USD, or maybe even your local bread going for about $7 to $8 a loaf. This is a result of importing into both the independent country and the island. Now the yellow lines once again always means caution. The smaller compact roundabouts, so we're just keeping it nice and tight over to our left, allowing anyone in that right lane of the roundabout to make it around as well.
I guess you gotta have one of those. That's what it is.
Beautiful, beautiful, and wonderful job. Now I have some history of a famous Jamaican artist for you guys. We may all know him. His name is Bob Marley. Now once upon a time, Bob Marley would have been recording a song on the inside of his studio when some gunmen would have rushed up on him and tried to take away his life. They shot him in the arm, shot him in the chest, and he managed to get away. So he survived and recovered in Jamaica. Then he ran here to the Bahamas. And he built his house right here where he stayed happily until he passed away. Now once he passed away, his family came over and made that house the one and only Bob Marley Hotel Resort. Located right here in the Bahamas, holding only 15 rooms, with each room carrying a Bob Marley truck when it's opened up. And that's right here to our right-hand side family. You'll see that resort. One and only Bob Marley Hotel Resort. It will be to the right. And you can see in the right corner after it as well, it is a beachfront resort. And once we're clear from that right side, we're going to take that second exit out in the outer left lane. Beautiful, gorgeous on the roundabout. Alright, coming up to our left, you're going to see some green fences. But behind these green fences is acres and acres and acres of developed land. Now, once upon a time, all of that used to be swampland until the early 1900s. We had a famous French architect purchase all of that land there for about $150,000 USD. Now to this day, it's worth billions of dollars. All of this here is called the Sandy Port Beach Resort and Gated Community, and it has everything that you can possibly think of. Your hotels, clubs, bars, churches, restaurants, schools, flying stores, gift stores, but most importantly, a little bit above 1,000 rooms, with half of those homes being located on the inside of a 5-star marina, where those homeowners and renters can quite literally take their boats, dock it into their backyards, walk straight into their houses, or they can sail their boats out of their backyards into the Atlantic Ocean, as it is all connected together. Now, if for some reason you don't believe you saw a guide, everyone is just going to take a look right over here to our left-hand side. You see that beautiful marina right there. You'll see how those homeowners and renters can quite really dock their boats in their backyard. They can sail under the bridge that we're currently on top of, as you can see to the right. Water's going to take you right into the ocean. Alright?
And it feeds too.
Alright, so right here we're going to pick up pace because we're going to merge into two-way traffic. Into that two-way traffic. Alright, so our next historical point isn't until a few, so everyone just sit back and enjoy the view.
No guns, there was no swords. 1400s, 1500s, 1600s. Anyone knows the type of weapons that was used at that time? Sticks, bows and arrows, and rocks. So that made the head so hard that an arrow would not impale. Pretty intense way of life, right? It's more intense now though because we got nuclear bombs and stuff, but hey, all good. Okay, so if you came here today, you didn't have any tour guides, there's a few things that you would have seen. There's something directly printed on the caves here. It says HRH Prince Alfred, which stands for His Royal Highness Prince Alfred. Now, Prince Alfred would have been the very first royalty to have visited the Bahamas, and he fell in love with the history of the caves, so he decided to stay in there himself for 4 days. Now, when he left, we constructed that throne right there in reference to him. Each shell is going to represent a jewel that was on the inside of his crown or his garments. So if anyone does want to sit there and take a picture today, of course you will become royalty. or what we call here in the Bahamas, a Bahama Mama or Papa. All right, fam? Okay, so with that being said, before we do get with the pictures for my family that already went in the caves, awesome, you can go ahead and take your pictures. For my group here, anyone wants to go inside the caves? You want to come in with me? Okay, first things first, flashlight, right? That's rule number one. You have a flashlight, you're going to turn that on, okay? All right this way.
They're exploring. Only the brave ventured into the cave via flashlight. Yeah. Oh, Lord, I done dumped my thing on people. Earphones, headphones. Oh well.